Hello and welcome to another edition of Indiana is Ag+Bio+Science. I'm Gerry Dick, and this week, pleased to be joined by Aaron Schacht. Aaron is Vice President of Global Research and Development and Regulatory Affairs at Elanco Animal Health. And Aaron, welcome.
Honor to be here, Gerry.
First of all, Elanco is, I think, one of the great stories in Indiana and really globally. Give folks, for folks who don't know, perhaps they've heard the Elanco name, but in a nutshell, kind of the Elanco story, if you will, and you've really got it rolling.
Yeah, thanks. Happy to. Well, Elanco, first of all, is a standalone division of Eli Lilly and Company. That's our parent company, the human pharma company, and we're the animal health division. So we grew up out of really Lilly's labs to take the science that Lilly had developed and innovate it in the direction of both agriculture, both the crop side, which ultimately gave way to Dow Agro, and then the animal side, which is the foundation for Elanco Animal Health, which is the division that I'm part of and lead the R&D function for.
When you talk about innovation on a global stage, you point to Elanco happening right here in Indiana.
Right. Yeah, really, it is true. We've really built a strong business through both acquisition and organic means. We operate in about 60 countries around the world. We've got 6,000 employees. More than two-thirds of them operate outside the United States. And then obviously a big base here in good old Greenfield, Indiana, about 20 miles east of Indianapolis, where our headquarters are and our focus and our strategy takes place.
Aaron, talk about your path to Elanco, because you're a Lilly guy, right? You came from the mothership, so to speak. Yep. Talk about a little bit about your background.
Sure. I joined Lilly coming to Indianapolis from University of Illinois back in 1990. I trained as an organic chemist, and so I joined the research labs at Lilly. Had a very exciting and productive career in R&D at Lilly for 25 years, and then had the opportunity to respond to Jeff Simmons's request to come over and lead R&D. And have had a great opportunity to learn about animal health, learn about how life science plays in this space, how we apply all of the latest technologies to really enriching two things primarily for humans: food abundance, right, meat, milk, and egg supply, but the other's companionship with our pet business. So we look at Elanco's mission as serving animal well-being to make humans' life better.
Yeah. As you look at coming to Indiana from Illinois more than 2 decades ago, talk about the change that you have seen, that you have witnessed in terms of the Ag+Bio+Sciences and the whole sector, where things are now compared to maybe where they were a few years ago.
Sure. I think a couple of things. When I joined, 28 years ago, first of all, Indianapolis was a much different place than it is today. So we've had I would say, both a metropolitan and a cultural revolution in Indiana that's been part of the backdrop. Lilly's growth has been prominent. And then I think what you're seeing is the convergence of really technology, different technology, and the need for new technology combining to say, let's go about improving animal health in a different way. We've got historical platforms in antibiotics and growth-promoting agents. And really what we see happening is the consumers are asking for different and better, and that's where innovation comes in. You couple that then with what's going on in the agricultural sector, a revolution in technology with precision farming, focus on really all aspects of the food value chain becoming more efficient and globalized, and you get this really dynamic moment where what I think animal health is poised for a breakout. New technology coming from life science, our own needs from consumers changing, and then all the integration elements of a global business coming together. So we're uniquely poised at least to do our part on the meat, milk, and egg side of food production.
Given what you just said, as you look at Indiana, not just Elanco, but the big picture in Indiana,
right,
what's the potential?
So we have all of those sectors I described are represented here. We've got a vibrant and emerging technology sector that combines both, let's say, advanced manufacturing, internet technology as applied to business. That's very exciting. We've got BioCrossroads and the work that they've led, Lilly Foundation around really biotechnology and life science, and that converging. We've got an agricultural sector here in Indiana that's relevant across both the crop side and the animal side. If you put a pin on the map in Indianapolis, you draw a 300-mile radius, you capture a whole bunch of land-grant universities whose whole focus is around agriculture and veterinary practices, and we have access to all of those research paradigms and leadership. So we really have it all, and we're probably the only area that combines both the animal and the plant side in such a rich way enabled by technology.
You serve as vice chair on the AgriNovus board. What drives you to, and other industry leaders as well, to participate and get behind this effort? And as the second part of that, what does having an organization like AgriNovus, what does that mean to the state of Indiana?
Yeah, AgriNovus is really functions as a catalyst and an evangelist for the opportunity that Indiana has. I think Beth has done a great job assembling a team of leaders. I have the privilege of serving alongside Jay Ackridge, who's now the provost at Purdue. So we have both academic leadership, we've got business leadership, we've got government sector leadership combined in a compelling way. And Beth is an orchestrator of all our interests and talents in a way that really is going to distinguish us. So I'm excited to get behind it. We've got great momentum in fundraising. We've got great momentum in building a strategy. We've got excellent participation by all of the sectors that I just described. And it really is, as I said, the time is right for us to distinguish ourselves and take advantage of a natural set of assets that we have here and really advance this mission.
In your view, is part of the secret sauce that collaboration, that cooperation? You mentioned public sector, private sector, the academic communities, all three not working separately, but working together.
Yeah, I really do think that we're breaking down those silos and we're seeing the possibilities of working together and connecting to solve problems. And all of the innovation is going to occur at those interfaces. You know, each of the sectors, you know, has a dominant position in the past where they've innovated, but the future is going to be defined by that convergence.
Mm-hmm. Elanco, of course, is a global company. You have perspective from around not only the country, but the world. From that perspective, as you look at the potential here in Indiana, does Indiana truly, in your view, have the potential to lead, to really lead in this sector going forward?
Sure, without question. I think we've got a top 4 animal health company situated here, top 4 global. We've got a top 3 crop agriculture company. We've got a lot of different interest around the state that represent all of the opportunities, both in agriculture, food, and plant side. We've got the universities that I described. And I think Indianapolis sets up the crossroads concept of Indianapolis really matters. Moving things around, using technology to track things and to optimize things. Those are all parts of what's becoming part of Indiana's DNA as well. And when you combine that, you really get the best of food, agriculture, science, technology coming together to distinguish what we have to offer and what we offer as a destination for companies that want to start up or collaborators that want to reach across geographic and time boundaries. So I really do think we have a chance to distinguish ourselves, and we are.
AgriNovus is a statewide organization. This is an industry, a sector that has assets around the state of Indiana. Do you see that coming together? And in other words, not just a central Indiana initiative, but something that really does touch the entire state?
Yeah, I just look at the leadership and the participation in AgriNovus board itself. So Beth has done a great job of reaching out and really collecting those interests into a common format. It is not a central Indiana play. There's a concentration of leadership in this area, and we're going to leverage that, but it is in no way even discriminating necessarily Indiana per se. We can be the Midwest hub for this kind of thing, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be stationed here in central Indiana.
Final question for you, kind of looking ahead, looking out 5, 10, 15 years and beyond. What would you like to see happen? What things would you like to see happen next to kind of keep the momentum going and keep that effort going forward?
Sure. I'll concentrate my comments to animal health. That's the area I know best. If I look at what's happening in animal health, let's say today is in a place where the human biotechnology was 15 years ago, where all of the technologies were converging at a time when we needed new innovation to come in and change the way, right, the medical practice operated to address things like cancer and chronic disease diseases. And so we're in a moment now where those same technologies, that same fundamental learning can now move across into how we treat animals and think about disease in animals and address them with newer technologies. And we're really at the beginning stages of those applications. So the next wave of biotech innovation, I believe, is going to happen in animal health, and it's going to be a very significant time for us, and we'll change expectations of our food producers and ultimately our end consumers based on how we innovate new products in this space.
Aaron Schacht is Vice President of Global Research and Development and Regulatory Affairs at Elanco Animal Health, a great Indiana company based in Indiana in Greenfield. Aaron, thanks for joining us on another edition of our podcast, Indiana is Ag+Bio+Science, and thanks, too, for your leadership.
Thank you, Gerry.
All right.
This podcast is a product of Inside Indiana Business, hosted by Gerry Dick, produced by Libby Fritz and Joe Ullery, and was recorded on location at Launch Fishers. More people get Indiana business news from Inside Indiana Business than any other source.